I remember 20 years ago I was standing in that courtroom.
All right, so I'll start here now. Hey, everybody. This is the Video Games and Nonsense podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Chase Carter, and that's
Raymond Woods.
And this is where we talk about video games and nonsense. So, Ray, what have you been playing right now?
Well, I started playing Battlefield 1 again. That's the other thing that I wanted to talk about, because I follow this guy on his name's Jack Rags on YouTube, and he was playing it, and I was like, man, I miss that game. And then I started playing it. It's like a new game.
What do you mean it's like a new game?
Kidding. I'm not kidding. It's
well,
odd.
With all the updates, because you haven't played it in 3 years?
No. They after a while they stop updating the game. Just like they stop giving updates out for Battlefield, like content-wise. Battlefield 5, I should say. But it's just weird. Like I noticed that the sounds and like how grimy that game is and how they portray like how dirty it really all. They do a really, really good job of that. And then the brutality too, like just hearing like the people screaming and yelling and all that, like the chaos they do. It's very, very well done. That I would say is better than Battlefield 5. And then the sounds too, even the sounds of the weapons are just, they sound louder. They sound heavier. It's weird. It's odd. You have to play Battlefield 5 and then go back and play Battlefield 1. You're like, whoa, wait a minute. It's strange, man. It's strange. The only and then everything's faster too. Like the reloading is faster. I like the animations of the reloading a lot more than Battlefield 5. And then like jumping over, like when you can jump and grab walls, like tall walls.
You can vault things.
Yeah, you can do it. You do it quick in Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5. Like I understand they went in Battlefield 5. They went more for even more realistic. But yeah, it's weird. And then I started playing. I'm pretty sure you heard the game Valheim for the PC.
Yeah, I heard everyone's on that game's nuts right now. Everyone's
really
streaming
cool.
It's another survival game. I'm like,
yeah, it's really cool, but it's because it's Norse mythology, so it's like you're like a Viking basically. And so that's why it's like, so because that was a really good idea. It was a really, really good idea, and it was only $20. It's early access, but it's not just it. It is more detailed, I would say, than a good amount of other survival games. And also you can build your own like long ship, like you can actually build it from the ground up, and like you and your team can build it, and you can take it, and there's like serpents that you battle and shit.
Now, is it a shared world? Is it?
Yeah. It's not an MMO, but like you make your own, so Ricky has his own world, and if I join his, I have because me and Dylan and Ricky and one of Ricky's viewers on his channel, we were all playing it last night for a good solid like 3 hours, I think 3-4 hours, whatever. Me and Dylan, we built our little our little house and stuff like that.
Little house together. Oh.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like, I mean, it's, I wouldn't say it's the best survival game. Me personally, Subnautica is the best survival game I've ever played. It's just because there's so many, like you interact with most things inside your base. And I love that. That for me is what hooked me on Subnautica. And also it's, basically everything else, just the terror of, going into a deep unknown ocean and the sea.
Yeah, basically like another planet. Well, it is another planet.
No, it is. It is. Yeah,
it's not Earth.
They call it a category 3 ocean planet. So it's all life is alien, and but anyway, and then the vehicles that you get and stuff like that. But so I get why people love it, but like I said, it's not like I said, it's not the best. It's there's some things, obviously, there's some negatives about it where I'm like,
What don't you like about Valheim?
Sometimes sometimes like the building aspect is really good, but sometimes it can be a little hiccups there and here and there. Let me see.
Is it where you see the outline, like when you put a wall and it connects to what kind of what was that one?
No, you just place it. You just place it down. I know. Like Grounded, like where you have
the
outline of it. No, it's not. I know Grounded. Man, that game didn't last very long at all. But also one thing I don't know. This is just a pet peeve is because you can flatten the land, but it doesn't flatten it very good. So like if you place your like flooring, sometimes it'll clip through. Well, no, not sometimes. It'll clip through the dirt, and then so you can't see. And I'm like, you guys got to fix that, because for me, I don't know. It's just me. Like they did that in Grounded, and that was one thing that turned me off. And because I can't, if you can't see the ground, like I'm like, okay, well, where am I placing? And it just, and it just looks, I don't know. But and I was really excited for Grounded. I was like, dude, this game looks really cool, blah blah. And I mean, it was cool, but it was just
Grounded was fun. Grounded was fun for a little bit, but there's just wasn't that game in preview or
Game Pass, yeah, or
not Game Pass,
early access.
It was an early access game, just like Valheim. All these games that aren't supposed to be released are just releasing at a cheaper price and saying it's on.
We're gonna update it.
Yeah, it's on a game preview and all that stuff, and I'm like, I would rather not. Like, what was that one game I saw? It was DayZ. It was some zombie horror survival game, and then isn't the Escape from Tarkov still in early access? It's been out for
beta.
5. Yeah, it's for 5 years, and I'm like, did you guys did you guys put the game together in 6 months, and then just release the preview build, and then you've been getting player feedback this whole time? And I mean, that is a way to make a game, but it's just like
after a certain amount of years, it's like, when is the full game releasing? Is this the full game, or are you just saying it's a beta version so you can have an excuse to have glitches in your game?
Yeah, like what is? But I wonder if that's a tactic where small teams, say like 10 people, can release a game, get some income, and then they can they can slowly get it. They're not going to get a big boom right away, but maybe the game catches on 2 or 3 years down the line, and then they have. Because I remember, I know Sea of Thieves is like that. When a game came, that was basically a preview of a game when it first came out. And then now it's after 2 or 3 years, it slowly has now it's an actually full-fledged game, and I'm just now it's good. Now there's more than two things to do.
No Man's Sky wasn't early access.
No, but it was though. It was.
Is it a multiplayer game? Yes, it's multiplayer, huh? But I mean, the world's so big that no one's gonna find each other. You know that meme, hold my beer? Yeah, like that's what the fucking gaming community said, hold my beer.
It was one weekend in, and two people already found the same planet. We're at the exact same coordinates. And I'm like, okay, so...
Sean Murray's like, damn it! All right, just don't say anything to me, Dad. We're just
going to keep our head down and then make the game the things we promised before we'll release later.
They just had... No Man's Sky actually just recently had an update where you can have companions, like you can tame animals, and, it's actually kind of cool. Like you can, and it's not just, oh, I can tame an animal and then ride it and stuff like that. No, you can customize like certain devices that it has on it. It'll go like mine things for you and bring them back. You can feed it, you can pet it, and then also it'll lay eggs, and then you can take those eggs, you can just hatch them normally, or you can take it to like a genetic processor and change the genes, and it'll change how it comes. I'm like, see, that's that kind of stuff is cool. But there are still glitches in that game that were there that I saw that are there from the very beginning, from the very first day of the release, and it has to do. Well, I can't really say that, I guess, because they didn't have frigates. I'll say this: the freighter and the frigates, like that was one of the early updates before all this other stuff. I'm pretty sure, yeah. And I should say, since that was released, I've seen the same glitches since the freighters and all that. And what it is I'll go like there'll be on my frigates it'll get damaged if I send it out, and I'll recall it, and then I'll go to it. Maybe, I don't know, but anyways, but like I'll mark the damaged components, and I'll go get on my ship to go repair them, and they're not there. The component, the mark. Okay. It'll show up and it's not there, and I'm like, this is. And then also, if I go in my frigate, there are some doors that have like invisible walls, and I'll have to jump over them, or some areas I can't even go into. Like the door open and it's just an invisible wall, and I'm like, how has this gone unmissed? Like that right there, that to me, like not proves, but like that to me makes me think even more that they don't sit down and play their game. They're just okay, whatever. Because frigates and freighters, that's a huge part of the game. Like that is such a cool, and that's That's I guess you could say not your main source of getting units, the money, but that's one of the easiest ways. All you do, you send them out, and depending on how long the journey is, like some could be 5 hours, some could be a day. Come back the next day, you have over a million units, and then also you get other product or items that that you could use. But anyways, so that kind of stuff, I'm just like, man. Because dude, there is a stupid amount of things to do in No Man's Sky, just a stupid amount. Like it's so dumb. It is dumb. Like I know you played it, but like you got to the point you had your base and stuff like that. But now
I built the base building. I enjoyed. I think I get distracted too much because
there is a lot.
Second or third planet I visited. I wanted to make a base on top of this. It was a snow. It was a snow planet, and then the planet had these huge like rock towers.
And now it's even, dude. Now it's even crazier. Now they have volcanoes on planets and shit. Now they have like lightning storms and stuff. Now
that's pretty cool. The weather and everything.
Yeah. Like there's actual like the planets they'll have like huge mountainous like valleys. It's not just flat with a couple. No, like they've really changed. It's not like oh here we go, just another volcanic planet. No, I wouldn't say it's rare, but it's you don't find them just frequently. It's not all the time, and they'll erupt too. It's like
I have to go back and see check that game out just to see.
And it's also
differences and everything.
Also 10 times better, obviously, on Series X. It's okay. I enjoy playing it on the Xbox now because I moved over kind of towards the PC while playing No Man's Sky
because they have 60 frames a second, right?
It's 60 frames per second because it was optimized for Xbox or the Series X but on Xbox, even on Xbox One X, like I didn't really like playing No Man's Sky on that. I mean, I would, because like Dylan was on there and Ricky, but then I was like, no, I want to play it on PC because.
It's so different.
It was just so different. Yeah. And it's crazy how going from Xbox One X, just the same game going from Xbox One X to PC can really change. And it's the same game, but it changes it. It's literally completely different. You're like, I can't. But then I go on Series X, I'm like, oh, I can play this. Like I can actually play this.
Yeah,
like,
it's not that big of a downgrade. Like you can still kind of, it's a little bit, but it's
just a little bit. But yeah, because dude, you remember how long the loading screen was? When you first jumped in, it was a good couple, like 2 minutes, 2-3 minutes.
Yeah, having that SSD is...
Dude, it's stupid. Like, it shows No Man's Sky on the Series X. It shows No Man's Sky. You fly through for like a couple seconds and you're in the game and everything's rendering in. And I'm like...
yeah, and the draw distance... I've noticed the draw distances in... what's the... sorry, I don't know why I forgot the name of the game. Sea of Thieves, Corey. That's the only game that Corey plays. Because she quit. We got all the way through Gears of War 1. We did the remastered version, and we got all the way to the very last level. And then she's like, I don't want to play anymore. Anyways, so after I contemplated breaking up with her, Jesus. So then she's like, I want to play Destiny. She saw Destiny 2, a video of it. And I was like, well, you have to 2. And then she's like, well, I want to play the first one. So when we play the first one, then she loses interest in that. So I bought 2 copies of that. Again, DLC and all this stuff. Complete waste of money.
Do not buy Destiny 2. I'm telling you, just don't do it. You already know.
Well, I think it's worth it. I think it's on Game Pass.
Well, if it has all the DLC, then yeah, okay, fine. But I mean, this is Bungie here. Let's charge every single fucking and now, of course, my dumbass, but now.
Yeah, you bought it. There's a reason they're charging you for it because people like you buy it.
Well, like that's
the game's fun because the game's fun.
Like, but that's the thing. Like, we have no choice but to buy it. If we like the game and we want more content, we have to buy it. Like, you can't. You don't have to buy
you don't have to buy the game. You don't have to buy. You don't ever have to buy the game. But you buy the game because Dylan has it, and you want to play with Dylan.
I just said if you like the game, like Chase, you probably wouldn't. If Sea of Thieves, what's a game that you just fell in love with, like The Witcher? You paid for the DLC, right?
Well, yeah. Well, to me, that's different because the DLC was of great quality. It added so many more hours to it. The story was good. I wanted to support a developer.
Well, yeah, but that information is based off what the developers say. And Bungie says, "Oh, we have all this stuff, blah blah blah." We buy it, and it's not that good.
Well, but you know, Bungie has a history of not delivering, especially when you bought
not Bungie. Like, I mean, with Destiny
1,
2.
What?
Destiny 1 was good.
Different.
Destiny 1 was good.
The gameplay. First of all, Bungie would have to tie its hands behind its back to make a bad first-person shooter. Of course, that's what they do. They make great first-person shooters, at least the way it feels. Story was trash. The way they alter all of the weapons all the time to try to balance it and then rebalance it, balance it and rebalance is garbage.
I see what you're saying about the weapon. I would say that's more of a
people got
opinion.
really good with this gun, so we're going to make it not good anymore. It's like, well, then what's the point of playing the game if you're going to change it every 3 months? Unless I like playing the same game but learning it a different way, unless I like doing that. But why can't I get a gun, unlock it, and then it's awesome? But maybe if they released a new gun that was better than it, I can see that. Then I was okay,
that's what they do.
Now that's the goal. But when I played Destiny, I can't speak about Destiny 2, but when I played Destiny 1, I sucked at multiplayer. I was terrible, and I got good, and then they changed everything again. So I'm still gonna hold that against them. And then once when they released that game and it had nothing, and it was the game I kind of committed to it. I was like, hey, this is cool. I like Bungie, all that stuff. And so, but then when I saw there's no storyline, the Grimoire cards didn't make any sense. Why do I have to go on my phone? Why is this in the game? This stuff we've all talked about. So I'm like, I don't want to support a developer that does that. Just how with Cyberpunk, I'm not going to support CD Projekt Red in their next game. I'm not going to buy it brand new until they prove that they have a good track record. And when I played The Witcher 3, it was a great game for me. I didn't have any issues with it. So I was like, okay, they came out with updates. They kept improving it. So I bought the DLC. I was like, I want to support a developer that does that. The same thing with Rare. Rare made that good game. I bought the game. Of course, now I have it on Game Pass, but that's besides the point. But when they released the what was it? Like the pets that you have to pay for, I'm like, I'll support that. They constant released like good quality. Sometimes they have stuff that adds glitches and they fix it. They have a YouTube channel where like the head developer talks to people and they're really, really active in the community. So I'm like, I'm going to support. I'll buy a dog. I'll buy a monkey.
You know what's funny?
And Benji. This is fine. This is good.
You know what's funny that you mentioned that one really good thing, and I remember that too about Sea of Thieves. Rare is they were very vocal about what they were doing and all that, which is great. You know what company has just started doing that?
Activision? I have no idea. Are you gonna
Infinity Ward? I think Raven is another one, and Treyarch.
Okay.
Like they're just starting to communicate.
Because it's because of all the streamers and stuff stopped going to their game. It started to affect. This is what I'm trying to say.
It's funny now. So they started seeing the effects. They're like, oh well, maybe we should actually do something about it.
Well, yeah, because if you want to affect a business, it's about money. So if you don't like a game, it's like NBA 2K. I will never buy an NBA 2K game brand new. They seem like they don't care. Now there's plenty of people that work really hard, make the game look good, and it plays awesome. But just the online servers, for some reason, are garbage. And I'm not going to support. I don't play online because I can't finish a game because it's always a little bit of lag, and there's never. I play first-person shooters, 100-something people like Warzone, Call of Duty,
Battlefield, all that.
Yeah, Battlefield with Battlestorm, was it Firestorm? There's not lag.
Yeah, I know.
So why is there lag in a basketball game? That's just 5-on-5, huh? What are we doing here?
Yeah, and it's not like it's a new business or anything like that.
You've been making this game since 2000.
You've been making this game since forever.
Yes. I only played my career. I play single player. That game is a single player game to me.
Yeah.
I do not play at all. I still play 2K20. 2K20. I don't. And 2K21's been out. I'm like, I'm not doing it. I'm not playing this.
And then that's another reason why I don't really play what is it? The new Call of Duty. Because it's not the same engine. It's a previous engine. I'm pretty sure. And if it's a new engine and they are using the same movement and all that from the it was like Call of Modern Warfare was finally, like, they finally upgraded the engine or made it use a different engine for Modern Warfare, and like they had used the same engine for when I found out they used the same engines for like the past like 5 to 6 Call of Duties or even more. I was like, I mean,
like, I understand it, but it depends on the engine. Like, you don't have to, in my opinion, you don't have to change the engine to make it great. I don't think, unless you have a bad engine, or say you want to do something different. Like Battlefield has to obviously sometimes change, because it depends.
Well, no, because they had the Frostbite engine 1, 2, and 3.
So if you want to have more destruction, you have to have an engine that's based around that. Call of Duty doesn't have destruction. They just want a quick, 60 frames a second.
Quick buck.
And that's it. Like I'm hiding behind a piece of wood and I shoot it with a rocket launcher, or they shoot me with the rocket launcher. I'm completely fine because it's a piece of wood. So there's that. Like, it's not, but that's not what Call of Duty fans want. That's not what they want. Obviously, they'd sell millions and millions, tens of millions of copies. So unless they have bad press and it affects their bottom dollar, like when the Twitch streamers leave and they say, hey, this is crazy, this is all this cheating, it's the same game over and over, then they start having community positions within the company, and they reach out and talk to people. Hey, what do you actually like in this game? And they get feedback. So I still, to this day, have no idea why game developers pay for Q&A people. I have no idea, because they pay people to play their game and give them feedback. How many people would do that for free that are in the community that love 2K? People will pay them. People will, like, I don't understand. No, we went through Q&A testing and everything was fine. We can't release it to 20, 30 people, like within the YouTube community or whatever. They say they can't talk about it, like, because negative press. Because
there's a lot. They do that. There are a lot of, like Jack Frags. Like I know Jack Frags, because he's pretty big on YouTube. Him and a bunch of other people, they'll be like, hey, finally I can release this gameplay, and because they'll get like
they'll get it early, but they won't get it while it's in development. That's what I'm saying. The Q&A is part of the development process. So when they're developing the game,
I see what you're saying.
Get these fans who have been playing the game for years. Unless the Q&A people are the same, we just don't know about them. But are they just random people? Like, obviously you want a different. You don't want just the hardcore gamers.
No, you want different opinions.
You want you want the casual people. You want everyone in between to test the game out and to see, because you want it to go to as many customers as possible. I understand that, but you want that hardcore fan base first. That's the most important thing. That's what makes your game last. They're going to stay with you for the longest. Then you start wanting to get like the in between fans, and that's the same thing with sports. It's the same thing with everything.
Well, yeah, and then also listening to your fucking community.
Yeah, and then if you can't change the game within a particular time, tell them that and tell them why. Hey, this is really hard. We've tried to fix this issue, and then have a development video explaining, look, we're trying to fix it. These are our tools. Unless you can't show the tools for some legal reason, I don't know, because other companies might copy. I have no idea. But just say, hey, we're trying to fix it.
There's ways around it. If Rare can do it, every single gaming company can do it.
I don't understand. Rare has released, Rare released some update to the game, and there was some issue with not being able to put bananas in the crates, and they oversaw it. So then they came out and said, hey, we're going to roll this update back. They're going to have another update that rolls it back to where it was before. This won't happen again. We're going to test it out more. We thought that it's like, hey, we thought about giving you guys more updates more quickly, but we realized, hey, that might be a bad thing, because there might be some bugs that we don't foresee. We can't test out everything. It's like, nothing can get tested enough. So we're going to slow it back. And this is the reason why. And I'm like, okay, no problem.
Thank you.
I want to be able to put bananas in the banana crate. So thank you. I appreciate that.
Not just, there's another crazy glitch. with Warzone. Dylan was telling me, I can't remember. Oh yeah. It was apparently it's I don't know if they fixed it or not. I haven't really checked out the update, but it was where you could, because you fly in, for Warzone for the BR and then you drop. Apparently people were able to spawn into a fucking vehicle without dropping in, and they're just in a vehicle, and then you could go. Like, dude, the thing is here, like, I understand the games have glitches and bugs and stuff like that, but when it comes to Call of Duty, I think I told you they had that one where because you have a stim where it heals you, and they had the infinite stim, so you could just heal yourself, and it was infinite. So then people would stay outside of zone, in the gas where you get hurt, and they just continuously heal themselves. Like I said, I understand games have bugs and glitches, but how in the fuck are bugs and glitches like that how is that even possible? How is that even a thing?
Well, there's certain, have you seen, it's a really cool, I think it's on IGN. They, people do speed runs of games.
Yeah, of course.
And it's like game devs react to it, and they see all of these people play these games in ways they never thought. And it was the original Halo developers. They saw the original Halo, and they some of these glitches they didn't even know about. The game has been out for how long? 2000 and what? And they still didn't know. And they're like, well, why is he killing all of them? Like, this guy was killing. It was a speed run. So if your Marine teammates are alive, then the drop ships don't come in to pick them up. So it saves time if you kill your friendly Marines or whatever.
Yeah.
So he was just like, there's certain areas where he was running in and just chucking grenades at certain, like, far. But like there would be Marines on the hilltop, and the grenade would go all the way over there and blow up and kill their Marines or whatever.
Yeah.
And so they're just like, oh, I never thought about that. I never, like, because they make a game to be played a certain way and within certain rules. And then if someone breaks those rules, you're like, well, never thought about that. We have to put something in to fix that. And then that is a whole issue, because then you create that rule to stop that rule breaker. But that could change something else in the game. That could cause another glitch. So you're always, I think, maybe like one step forward, two steps back kind of thing.
It's weird because all the glitches and bugs in Warzone it's not something where it's like, oh, okay, well, this like, I don't know, like an accident. It's like, oh, so like this wall's glitched and people can shoot through it. Oh, okay, we can fix that. No, it's to where it's like if you exploit it, it will help you significantly. Like, you're basically cheating. Like for instance, the Juggernaut glitch. You can glitch it to, like, the Juggernaut. You have this big fucking all this armor, and you have a minigun, and like it's really hard to take you down. You glitch it to where your whole team was a Juggernaut, just walking around.
But they got
How
rid
is
of that.
happening?
They got rid of it though.
Well, yeah, but like, here's the problem though. So oh, and by the way, oh man, I tell you, just the creativity. Oh man, the innovation. Oh, guess what Warzone's bringing out was a season 2.
I don't know. What are they bringing?
Zombies. Oh! Yes! Because we haven't had that for the millionth fucking time. They're just lazy. They're like, I don't fucking know.
Little kids like shooting zombies. Let them shoot them.
Zombies or whatever. Are we gonna do anything different ever? No.
Are they in the Warzone open world?
Yeah, I think there's it's like a specific game mode or whatever.
It'd be cool for Halloween or something. Like,
they had it for Halloween. It was cool, but anyways, but
it was cool. I like how you're bitching about something that you just said was cool.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, yeah, okay, it's cool, but like, I'm talking about like being different. Think of something new. Like what? Like, hello? Like zombies?
Wild dogs. Wild dogs should be a thing. Wild dogs.
We've had wild dogs as well.
Packs of wild dogs went around? Is that something I just made up that was real?
Yeah, you don't remember that was in I can't remember which Call of Duty it was. I think it was in
No, I know you can send a dog to go. Yeah, but I'm saying in Warzone. Just have packs of, like how they have packs of zombies, I'm guessing, running around the world.
Even then, like, it's not, I'm saying, like, add something like, for instance, Apex Legends. The pinging system. I mean, there's other games that have done the pinging system, but they fucking nailed it. Okay, you literally don't have to talk to your teammates. You can just ping you can request ammo. You can request.
Yeah, but nobody knows what that thing is until it's made. Like, people weren't ignoring. ignoring the ping system for years. Be like, no, that's stupid.
That's what I'm saying. That's where the innovation comes in. Is you make it new. I think there's like maybe one other BR game. Anyone who watches this, I think there's only one other BR game where you could revive your teammates. I think. I'm not sure if Apex Legends invented that, but like I said, I don't like, and then they come up.
Well, to
with
bring
their
them back
own
from death, you've always been able to revive people.
You can revive someone, but when they're completely dead, then you can.
Yeah, that you can bring it back.
And then Fortnite, I get it. They copied it, which is fine. That's fine. But it's just.
Oh, speaking of that, that's something I wanted to talk to you about. That
What?
Nemesis system. Speaking of games copying one another.
Yeah.
Nobody can copy the Nemesis system now because it's been patented. And I guess you can have a hierarchy of players, like a tree or whatever. But as far as the detail, as far as the them remembering you and all the intricate little cool things, other developers can't do it unless they obviously get their permission.
Yeah, they have to get permission, pay whatever.
And that's weird because isn't that the same thing as, say, if the first like Doom being a first-person shooter going, you can't have any other games that look down the barrel of a gun. Isn't that kind of?
Well, no, because that's because with the Nemesis system, like that's like it's kind of like like
you can't have something that you aim or a jump button. Isn't that basically patenting a feature in a game? Because the way games innovate and become better is you see something that inspires you. How we do with video games, like, what would be cool is if they added they took that thing and then added this, and then that's how games are made.
You can still do that. You just gotta follow the rules and probably pay some money. That's me personally. If I thought of something really cool, I'd probably patent the fuck out of it and be like, no one else can use that.
Well, I understand from a business decision. That's obviously smart, but now that it's a thing to where people can patent, I think it's not the first. There was some other thing. I think Namco owns, you can't have any mini games. Namco owns a mini game within a loading screen. I think it's Namco.
I think so.
And then there's one other thing. I think Microsoft owns, Corey's calling me. Hold on. Microsoft owns achievements. So in-game achievements, but they let everyone do it for some reason. Let me find out what this lady wants. Hello?
Just checking if you need anything from the grocery store.
Grocery store, sliced cheese, and then a block of cheddar cheese.
Okay, I'll use Sharp, right?
Yeah, Sharp. Ray, do you want anything?
Just string cheese is fine.
Is he coming over?
Okay. Yeah. Ray wants string cheese. And
Is he coming over? I'll do string cheese.
he wants you to deliver it to his house.
No.
Okay.
He's gonna come visit us. Tell
Okay.
him if he wants string cheese, he needs to come visit us.
Okay. I'll let him know.
Hi, Ray. Okay, bye.
Hello.
Bye. Stupid girl asking me what I want.
I know. She actually cares about what you want. I would have probably never done that. I would have been like, I'm going to the grocery store. I'm not getting anything anyone else.
Anytime I go to Target, I don't ask her if she wants anything. Nope. But it's interesting that certain companies, they patent these things, like Microsoft with achievements, and then they let PlayStation.
Well,
have
maybe.
trophies.
Well, how about this? Maybe they're doing that because they're coming out with another, third installment of the Shadow of Mordor.
Well, yeah, they're obviously.
And then maybe after that one's done,
and then not.
And after that's done, then they're like, hey, anyone can, they can use it.
They're never going to be done with that thing. That thing is.
I know.
A really
I
good
hope
game.
they aren't. I hope they not.
Especially if they patent it, they're probably going to put it in all of their games, like the Batman games. I'm guessing.
Oh my God. Oh, another thing too. I got all the Batmans for $9.99 on Steam on my PC, and I'm going to play it because here's the thing. I played Mad Max.
And we got to talk about Control. We got to talk about Control. I finished.
I know. Well, it's $4.35. I don't know, but because I bought Mad Max.
We'll talk about it for 10 minutes.
I bought Mad Max. No, not for 10 minutes. I got to be at work at 5. You shit. It's 5
minutes away from work.
Like 10.
Okay.
But well, I'll just real quick. I'll just do this real quick. I bought Mad Max on console, and I noticed that when you parry, when an enemy comes in, you press Y. There are sometimes, it's not all the time. There are sometimes when there's a delay. Like I'll hit Y and it won't, or not a delay. I'll hit Y and it won't register. And I'm like, that's odd, which is fine. And then I went on PC, no delay, not even a little bit. And I think it's just because of the frames. Honestly, I think on console I'm just not seeing it. It's like that split second where I'm not seeing it. Yeah. And then I'm there, like I'm like 0.001 seconds from hitting it at the proper time. And then on PC, I don't miss it at all. And I'm like, oh, so cool. But okay, go ahead. What are you saying?
You've played Mad Max and all the Batmans before, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, but you're just going back through them?
Yeah, because I don't know what it was. I saw this one guy I follow on YouTube. He's a small-time YouTuber. He was talking about how Mad Max was kind of, I wouldn't say went under the radar, but it was very underrated. I'm like, yeah, that's very true. That game was fucking awesome.
Oh, the game was unbelievable.
I was watching gameplay. I'm like, I want to play the game. I want to play the game again. Like, I don't know, man. And I got into it. I was like, yes, this is really cool. And then, I was also playing another game, Monster Sanctuary, just a little side scroller, basically Pokemon, but really.
Yeah, I saw you and Dylan. I saw Dylan playing that a little bit, and you. But I've been playing Control per your request, and I like it. Mm-hmm. I really liked it. I finished it.
Yep.
I wanted to do all the jukebox missions, but I finished the game before.
You still can.
I'm not. I deleted it. I'm not. I'm done. I'm done.
What do you mean? You still have DLC?
I'm done. I'll watch it on YouTube. Nope. Unless they give me the update for free, because they don't have that next gen update.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That kind of bugged me. I was gonna possibly do that, but I was like, I'm not paying for DLC, the 2 whatever pieces of DLC. And I loved how Alan Wake, that whole tie into it. That's really cool, and how it was just a small side paranatural event or whatever.
The AWE.
Yeah. Well, what did the AWE stand for? The
Altered World Events.
Yeah, that was and then the
I know. Thank you. Finally, you understand. Someone understands.
Yeah, but it was cool how they explained the like what we consider paranormal. It's natural. It's a normal event because the different dimensions and all this other stuff are vibrating at different frequencies, and then once they vibrate at the same rate, then you get some kind of weird event or whatever. And then then at that location, a random object will be infused with energy.
It'll be binded. It'll be binded to it. Yeah.
And then it'll give it that kind of power.
And then that's how you, as the character Polaris, remember Polaris? I forgot about that. When her and her brother opened up the projector, and then Polaris came through and then attached to them, and I'm like, and that's how she's able to get those abilities and bind them to her because I'm like,
yeah. And then basically you are Polaris as the person with the as the controller. I like that. I like how the game ended, but then didn't end. It was a very Arkham Asylum.
Yeah, because there's still other things that you have to like the mold. Did you ever do anything with the mold? Like, did you go pursue the mold side quest?
Yes. I don't. I remember they had me do it like 3 times, I think, but I don't think I went back and checked.
It's really interesting. It's really because so the mold, right? I don't know if you knew about this part, but because there's like a boss that you gotta. Okay, it's really cool. But the mold, like they go into detail about, because it's like mold from a different, it's fungus, but as they call it, the mold. But it's from a different dimension. And what it is in order to spread to different hosts, such as say humans, it'll put off this sweet aroma.
Oh yeah, and they have to eat it. Yeah. I talked to that scientist lady.
Okay. So I was like, that's so fucking cool, dude. That
was a complete side thing.
I know, that was huge. That thing was huge.
And then I like we talked about it privately, the safe that would protect itself.
Yeah.
And then there was something inside the safe, but they couldn't open it.
They couldn't open it. They're like, okay, well, I guess we'll just leave it alone.
Yeah, well, they took x-rays of it, and then they saw something blurry, and then that means that something is moving during an x-ray, so something's inside moving. So is something trapped in there? And then they don't know, so that's what kind of startles you about having it be a mystery. you don't know.
Yeah, exactly. I know, and you don't find out. You're like, well, what is it? And I like that leaving that answer up for whatever. What about, did you run into the guy who was staring at the fridge?
Yeah, and you had to get him away from the fridge.
And then you go in, and he was sitting there, and I'm like, and then, dude, and then you go in that door, and you hear him, ah, and he like,
the camera like he like shakes a little bit, and then you open the door, and he's gone. So that.
What did you think of when you went into the fridge?
Well, that was cool. I like the
that creature, the
creature. It's like the worm with the mantis arms or whatever.
Yeah, it was called the former. Now, have you noted? I don't know if you noticed this part. This is kind of something small, because now because in that game, whenever you go to an astral plane, you'll see the inverted pyramid.
Yeah.
Anywhere, but you notice in that fridge there was no inverted pyramid, and Jessie Faden, she mentions that, she's like, "There's no inverted pyramid here. How is that?"
So it was like a different.
I know, man, like that right there, like and they don't really go into detail about that. So and I like that, because not everything, like you can kind of explain like a certain amount of like the other dimensions, but we still don't fully understand it, and that's how it is in that game. So since they don't fully understand it, we're not going to fully understand it.
Yeah, that's pretty.
And cool. That right there. Yeah, man, I appreciate you playing again. Appreciate you listening to me playing that, because, like I said, it was basically the same thing with Dylan. Like, no one I knew when finally Dylan played Horizon Zero Dawn, no one I knew played that game. No one. And finally he did, and he knew. He's like, okay, I get it. He's like I say, he couldn't put it down. Yeah. He couldn't fucking
the one issue. Yeah, it was a good game. The one issue I had, I tried the different weapons, but there was no weapon was better than the shotgun and then the normal pistol. I tried the charge shot. I tried the spin, or what was it?
Yeah, spin. It's called spin.
Yeah, spin, and then because I had the grip. The grip, that was the normal pistol gun. But I thought one would be a sniper rifle, but it never. There was one. Yeah. I forget what it was called. The pulse.
No, it was charge. I think it was. Well, I really like. I actually started using spin more through my that's probably my third or fourth. I don't know, but I started using that. That's really good close range as well. But I really like using charge, because the enemies that float and like they throw the shit at you, you can hit them with that charge and then take their shield out and most of their health. And then I would switch to like the grip and just pop and hit them a couple times and they're done. So it was a lot easier for me, at least. And then the one where it's like has like the 3 little rockets that you shoot out that you charge, and they come out. Like that one's good for like groups of enemies. I think those types of weapons will help more in like the jukebox trials or whatever. Like when you need to kill enemies quicker. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that makes more sense. I just really enjoyed the game. You got to get going, get out of here pretty soon.
But yeah, So.
Well, I appreciate you. I wish I could have played it at 30 frames a second or 60 frames a second.
Well, shit,
but
if you had it
the
on
update's
PC.
Not free. Yeah. I have to buy a next gen version for $60 for the same game that I could pay $60 for 60 frames a second. Get out of here. But this has been the Video Games and Nonsense podcast with Chase Carter and
Raymond Woods.
And we appreciate you guys for listening, and see you next week. Hopefully, Bray gets his fucking computer.
It's fine. Love you.
Love you. Swear to God.
Can I leave?
Don't do anything.
I remember 20 years ago, I was standing in that